Yeah, so hi guys, this is Shadow Girl Sherry, and wow, I say this a lot. I can't even believe that I am actually going live right now, that this is going successfully, because sometimes I'll get on and I have problems getting started or getting, online. But this is Shadow Girl Sherry going live. Guys, I had wanted to go live yesterday. Um, I haven't been on, I haven't went live, actually since, October the 1st. So it's been a couple of days. Today is October the 5th of 2025. Um, and with that being said, if you're watching this video, if you've watched any of my videos, you are probably the type to where, you are into maybe kind of like witchy things, or, you might be pretty excited about the season that's going on right now, which is like spooky season, the time where, right now, different, like the type of movies that you might want to be watching right now. This is definitely the time to be watching movies. We're going into like sweater weather and all that. And you might be the type to where you might want to begin watching movies like The Craft or Practical Magic. Or then again, I'll just go ahead and say this. Halloween is right around the corner, so you might be into like the scary movies like, I don't know, Friday the 13th, Jason Voorhees. You might know who that is, Jason Voorhees, Freddy Krueger, what I know what you did last summer. Okay, there's lots of different ones, but I don't want to waste too much time talking about that. But also, if you have watched any of my other videos, or any of my other lives, then you know that, and you might hear the train right now in the background, because I actually have my window open right now, so you may be able to hear the train in the background. And with that being said, my channel is called Sunset Songs. My channel is all about my personal journey with the law of attraction, and I said a journey, so that is a train, so that kind of blends into everything. When you get on a train, you're going somewhere. So it's all about my personal journey with the law of attraction, where I am hoping to get you to buckle in and take the ride with me. Now, what is, again, it's my personal journey where I'm trying to help you on your journey as well. Now, if you're watching this, you probably already know what the law of attraction is. The law of attraction is the idea that like attracts like, through your positive or negative thinking. It said that, with that, and now you just heard my cat, who I call my co-host here on my channel. That is my cat Sasha in the background. Again, I call her my co-host. She hears me talking and she's wondering what's going on, and yeah, so anyhow, but again, my channel, Sunset Songs, is all about my personal journey with the law of attraction. If you're watching this, you most likely already know what the law of attraction is. The law of attraction is the idea that through your thoughts, thinking, your actions, who you're hanging around, you are attracting either good or bad situations and other, like different types of people into your life. If you are thinking positive, doing positive things, hanging out with positive people, it is so said that through the law of attraction, you would be attracting that back into your life, and that would be the positive. On the other hand, if you are thinking negative thoughts, constantly doing negative things, constantly hanging out with people that trying to put you in a bad mood and all that, then on that, with that, you are attracting the negative back into your life. And here on my channel, that's really not the idea here. If you are the type to where you are thinking negative thoughts and all that all the time, then, maybe you're in the right place as well, because I'm going to try to get you on board to thinking more positive. And I can't lie, I used to be the type, and I still struggle with it a lot, because it's all about like who you're around, your environment, and all those different types of things. And sometimes just what's going on in your life, it can pull you down. But I'm trying to lift up, and I have been the type in my life to where I've let things, different things, whatever's going on around me, I get sucked into it. And I'm trying my best to change that, because I really do believe in the law of attraction. I really do think that it plays a big effect. So anyhow, with that being said, I also call my channel Sunset Songs. With that being said, I'm going to explain to you quickly what a sunset song is. Basically, guys, I already said that, you may be, if you're watching this video, you may be into like witchy kind of things. Now, some people, when they think of the law of attraction, they think of witchcraft. But it's whatever you want to think here. I'm not telling you what to believe in or what kind of religion you to believe in or whatever. I will quickly say that I do believe in God, but I kind of believe in the God that also, like, I believe that there is something that's inside of us, and it's what's, I don't know, it is what is with us. It's with us during this journey of what we call life. So I'll leave it with that, and I'm going to be talking a little bit more about that today. It might look if what you're looking at right now, it might look kind of strange to, if I said God. So, but I'm going to explain myself here in a little bit more. But guys, I want to say that usually I go by the name Shadow Girl Sherry. With that being said, if you've watched any of my other videos, you already know that I don't appear in my videos. Like, I just make up, like, usually when I first started going live, which was on the 8th month, 8th day. If you're watching this, you may already know what the energy of the 8th month, 8th day is. The 8th month, 8th day, there is said to be a portal that's open, and it's called the Lion's Gates portal. Now, lion energy obviously deals with the zodiac sign of Leo. Leo energy is all about being bold. It's about confidence. It's about being bold. It's about coming out being your authentic self and being seen. With that being said, in my videos, I don't make an appearance in my videos, but I did decide that for the Lion's Gates portal, the idea is at some point for me to come out and show you obviously what I look like. I don't think you're going to be scared when you see me or anything like that. I don't think I'm exactly, ugly, or, I may not be what you may find to be the most beautiful thing. I don't know. Everybody has a different opinion. But when I first started doing videos and stuff, for whatever reason, I didn't even know what shadow work was. And I hadn't said my name or whatever. I just announced the name of my channel, but I was already calling myself, at one point I started calling myself Shadow Girl, and then I added my name, which is Sherry. So I became Shadow Girl Sherry. With that being said, that kind of lets me know, at that point, I didn't even know what shadow work was, but it kept videos and different things. The algorithm kept picking up on shadow work. Like, I kept seeing these things coming up about shadow work. And finally I looked at a video and I'm like, wow, shadow work. Okay, that sounds like something I need to do. And obviously I'm calling myself Shadow Girl Sherry. With that being said, at some point I do want to let you obviously know what I look like. But for right now, I just kind of set up a scene as to, and I apologize for that. I just got a message that just came in, but I'm making the video. I'll see about all that later on. I got to take some time and do things for myself sometimes. But anyhow, so I'll get back to that here in a second, once I finish this live. But anyhow, guys, let me get back to what I was saying. I get distracted easily, a little bit of ADHD there. But guys, yeah, I got to collect my thoughts again. I got that message that kind of threw me off. Yeah, so I explained the shadow work thing. I explained the shadow girl thing, that I call myself Shadow Girl. My first name is Sherry. I explained that I set up like a little bit of a scene. But I'll quickly say that on the 8th month, 8th day, the Lion's Gates portal, I decided that I was going to go live for the first time. I at least wanted to. I was a little bit nervous because I am a little bit shy. I'm shy. So, but I decided, I just don't want you guys to just see things and, I want you to hear my voice, but I wanted to challenge myself and go live. So I decided that I would do that for the first time during the Lion's Gates portal. If you want to watch that video, the first time I went live, I have a whole story. It was really fun, had a lot of fun with it. I talked about candles and what they mean to me and everything. And if you want to watch that first time that I went live, I believe it is titled Lights, Camera, Action. So that'll explain a little bit more. but I've got to jump into this, guys. This is going to be the first time that I've went live and actually not had like a picture, like a still picture that you guys, that I've set up that you're looking at right now. This really is live. Like, hopefully nothing's going to go wrong, but like I have candles lit here and in front of me. I have a little bit of a cauldron here. It's got incense in it, incense in it that's going. Got my candles, and I'm going to explain everything that I have laid out here. But this is the first time I've done it this way, where you're actually seeing the scene as everything's happening. And I wanted to do this last night, but I just had a kind of busy day, and I gotta play things the way it comes to me. I'm trying to keep up with the live and everything, and obviously TikTok is all about that. In order for you to grow and all that, you got to be consistent and try to get it in every day. Sometimes it's not that easy. But anyhow, let me jump into this. So guys, I call my channel Sunset Songs. With that being said, if you've watched any of my other videos, you already know that a sunset song is basically, I'm going to explain that what it is. I usually do that. I don't want to waste a lot of time with it, but I got to let you know, this might be your first time tuning in. A sunset song is basically like right before I start making my video or my live or whatever. It hasn't happened for every video or every live, but I try for the most part to think of whatever the subject matter, what I'm going to be talking about. And because I love music so much, I wanted to include that in my channel. Obviously, I call my channel Sunset Songs. And before I begin the video or the live or whatever, I think of the subject matter and I'm like, okay, spirit, whatever, higher self, give me a song that kind of pertains around to whatever I'm talking about, what I'm going to be talking about for this particular live or this subject that I'm going to be talking about, like this particular, what I will call an episode to my channel Sunset Songs. With that being said, I was gifted. The universe gave me a little bit of a song to work with this time. Doesn't happen every time, but for the most part, it usually does. The last live I did, it didn't happen that way. And I asked for everyone tuning in to give me a sunset song. And I'm going to go ahead and ask you all, if you are tuning in right now, if there is a song that's playing in your heart right now, please, feel free to leave it here in the comments. It might be at some point that you might come on and see that I chose that as the sunset song. I may not know what the song is, but I'm open-minded. I'll give any song a chance. And, I am African-American. If you've watched my other videos, you know I'm African-American, but I like a little bit of everything. So with that being said, feel free to leave a sunset song, your favorite song, a song that you were listening to on your way to work. When you went into a restaurant, this song's playing and you liked it and you looked it up and you got the name of the song, and here we go. So leave it here. I want to quickly say hi to everybody that's joined. Thank you so much for joining me. I see a Logos. I see a Ruth Flowers. I love that name. I love flowers. Actually, have a drawing that I've been working on that it's about flowers and whatever. So yeah, so I like that name. But I'm seeing lots of names: Riley, Isaac, Tania, Mike Riggs. Now this name I can't pronounce. Jalich. Melody, Denise. I love that. A melody. That's a song right there. That's some lyrics. So, guys, let me give you the sunset songs with, I think Melody has let me know that I need to give up that sunset song. So guys, I want you to look at the setup that I have right now, and it might seem kind of peculiar because, guys, for this time, I tried to come up with a title. I don't know if you guys received the title. I was having a little bit of, having a hard time getting everything to function the way I wanted it to, because again, this is the first time I've went live this way. I'm just having the opportunity to just kind of chill and relax this way. And I'm actually doing this live earlier than I normally do my lives or when I make my videos. Usually my channel is called Sunset Songs, so a lot of times I find myself going live after sunset. It's usually like something after 8 or 9, but I'm working it in. We're in the fall, and yeah, so I got lucky today. But with that being said, today is Sunday. Today is Sunday, and you're looking at a voodoo doll right now, kind of like a voodoo doll. It's one of those things where you just add water. Right here you see huge jar. This was and you're watching this video, you probably have a million glass jars. If you do like, what, honey jars, or what I've seen things about like an ammonia jar, or you get what I'm saying. You probably like to get a glass container and fill it up with herbs and all that different thing type of thing, and put your intention. Yeah. So guys, isn't this a beautiful jar? Like, what happened was, it's huge. I don't know if you can tell how big it is, but I'm not going to say that I've got the lifestyle to where I know all about wine and what to pair the wine up and everything like that. I don't know what about wine pairings and all that. I would love to get to the point to where I'm hanging out with people where they know all about live pairings and all that, but I'm not there yet. This was actually, I got this specifically because of how big the jar is. It's glass. Let me show you here. Let me do a little tapping here. Do a little tapping here, wake it up, wake the energy up here. Yeah, this is a big, beautiful jar. Put a lot of intention in that. I could even see like putting a candle up here and having the wax like cascade down here and everything. Guys, you get what I'm saying, but let me keep going. Let me keep going here. Basically, I'm going to take this, what I'm going to say, this is kind of like a craft. I can't call it a craft, but hey, I'm talking about kind of witchcraft. Like, and when I say witchcraft, to make you feel more comfortable, if that makes you feel uncomfortable, witchcraft as in which way do you want to go? Do you want to think positive or do you want to think negative? Which way do you want to go? Which path do you want to take? For me, and this point in my life, I'm choosing to live in more of a magical way and believe in the positive instead of constantly feeling like life is so mundane. If that would just make you feel a little bit better, because this is a Sunday morning. So there are going to be people where, oh, this is terrible. You're talking about how you believe in God and you've got all these candles set up, and this isn't a real voodoo doll. Obviously, it's one of those things where later on, I wanted you to see this beautiful jar. I'm going to put water into this. And when I put the water in there, then I'm going to add this, and this voodoo doll, is going to grow. Can I cheat and call this a craft? No, maybe I can't call it crafting. Maybe I can call it witchcrafting. I don't know. But, basically this is going to grow once water gets added to it. And water is an element of nature. And I work with all the elements of nature, whatever. But so I'm going to add water to this, and it's going to grow, and it's going to have lots of room to grow. Just like if you're watching this video, I'm hoping that we are growing together. We are growing, and we are living, and we're growing together. We're learning new things together. But this is a pretty good sized glass jar. And what originally it had in it was, I know that I'm pronouncing it right. It was Burgundy wine. It had maybe if you're watching this, you already know what Burgundy wine tastes like. This was my first time trying it. It may have not been like the most expensive wine, but the whole idea for me, I hate to say it, I wanted the jar, this big, beautiful glass jar to fill up. Yeah. So, it almost looks like a body, really. Look how huge it is. It's huge. Give you a look here. It's huge. And I'm going to put this little guy in there. It's a voodoo doll. And he's going to grow, and with water and all that, just add water. So, that's basically what I'm going to be talking about today, but I'm going to turn it into a positive, because when I was looking up information for this video, I've actually found out that you can actually use a voodoo doll, like make a doll, or I don't know if it's called, I'm pronouncing it right, a poppet or whatever. You can use like Play-Doh, all types of different ways to make it, a sock, whatever. And you can actually use it for healing. It doesn't have to be a negative thing. And I'm not trying to put negative out. I do want to say that I'm not really about working with negative. I call myself Shadow Girl Sherry. So I do know that there is a duality in life. There is light and there's darkness. We can't have, it wouldn't work. Life wouldn't work if you didn't have the sun, the energy of the sun, and then the energy of the moon. The sun is the daylight, the moon is night, and there's feminine and there's masculine working together. And when you put those two together, obviously you have creation, and you might want to call that a little bit of sex magic. Obviously, when a feminine and masculine energy come together, you have life. So I'm just going to say that. But guys, let me give you that sunset song. guys, today is Sunday. I don't know what you believe in, whatever. But the first song that popped up into my heart before I began making this video, you might want to go look it up if you've never heard the song. It was a song that, you know, I used to hear a lot more. Don't hear it as much now. I think that, was it Lionel Richie was in a group, the Commodores, and they had a song called Jesus is Love. Now, the reason why I picked this song is because obviously today is Sunday. If you're watching this video, you're most likely, you're not in church right now. You're not in church right now. You're spending this time with me, and I thank you so much. But maybe next Sunday you'll be in church. Maybe you won't. I don't know. It's none of my business. But that's just the song that popped up in my mind. I'm like, Spirit, give me a sunset song. The first song that came up for me, came up in my thoughts. Even though we are looking at a voodoo doll, basically, the first song that popped up in my mind, in my heart, whatever, was a song by the Commodores, called Jesus is Love. That's the name of the song. I hope that you will go take a listen to it. I do believe, okay, the Commodores, this was a group back in the day, and a person that was in that group, most people, you know who Lionel Richie is. You might think about Nicole Richie, okay. And I do believe Lionel Richie, the last I heard of Lionel, I do believe that he was one of he was a host, one of the hosts or the judges on, I don't think it was America's Got Talent. I think it was, oh, isn't this terrible? Maybe the incense is getting to me, making me a little bit buzzed up or whatever. It's beautiful scent, and I think it's actually burned down. I don't see any more red in there, the flame or whatever. But this room smells amazing right now. I've got the window open and everything, so it's going out the window, whatever. My next door neighbors are probably learning how to make a little bit of a voodoo doll or whatever, and they might be hearing, you know, this, what the sunset song is, and maybe for this Sunday they're going to go and listen to Jesus is Love by the Commodores. But Lionel Richie, I do believe that Lionel Richie was a host of, one of the judges on, oh gosh, guys, American Idol. But Lionel has been out for a while. He had songs like Dancing on the Ceiling. He had lots of music. I'm trying to think of the other song that he had that was real popular. He's had a lot of songs. One of my best friends, she loved the song that he had. It was called Do It To Me One More. Do It To Me One More Time? Oh, it was a beautiful love song. Anyhow, you got to go and listen to it. But anyhow, right now we're talking about Jesus is Love. That is the song, the sunset song of the day. Obviously, because you could be, this is a Sunday morning, you could be in, then he had another song called Easy Like Sunday Morning, I think it was called. But that one I find to be kind of depressing. So we're not going there. I'm not trying to be depressed. Sometimes you might want to listen to a sadder song, but not today. I'm not up for that. But the sunset song is Jesus is Love. Go take a listen to it if you haven't heard it, whatever. And let me know in any of my videos, leave it here in the comments here. Tell me what you think. Go on my channel, Sunset Songs, here on TikTok. I go under, you can find me under Sherry's Shadow Closet. You go over on YouTube. I need to go live over there more because I'm finding that going live is the way to go. I'm getting more subscribers and everything. But if you go over on YouTube, you're going to find me under, my channel's called Sunset Songs. But you can find me under Sherry's Shadow Closet, or you can find me under Shadow Girl Sherry. So just look that up. In any of my videos, you can leave, I love candles. Even if you can leave a candle right now, guys, you're looking at a lot of candles right now. This is a candle. When I first started burning it, it's a 3-wick candle. It actually looked like a woman's body. You can't see it right now. It kind of looks like a pond right now. But when I first liked this particular candle, and I have other candles just like this one, this candle kind of looks like a pond of blood if you look at it. You thinking about, what is it? What's Jason Voorhees? Crystal Lake right now. Blood and gore and all that, but this is a candle. It kind of looks like a pool of blood. When I first light this candle, before it gets, really active and melting and all that, it kind of looks like a woman, because the top of the first candle at the top kind of looks like a woman's head. And then, of course, women's bodies, our bodies are voluptuous and beautiful and all that. We bring life into the world. It looks like her breasts. But if you look at it, you can't see it right now, but at first looked like a head, and very voluptuous breasts. So that's what it looked like, but not now. But anyhow, and if you look at it, it kind of looks like blood. And you think about a woman there too. What happens every month. And guys, when I go by Shadow Girl Sherry, and I'm gonna let you know that if you're watching this video right now, I kind of feel like in real life that if we were to actually sit down and have a conversation, we could actually be real friends in real life. I do go by Shadow Girl Sherry. I don't advertise and let everybody know about my channel. The reason why I don't do that is because I want to feel free to be able to talk about whatever I want to talk about. Whether it be like, hey, I'm of age, I can talk about sex if I want to. If I want to talk about, I did say this looks like blood. Having a period, menstrual cycle happens every month. It's a part of life. Some people look at it and think, oh, that's disgusting. We women, we can't think it's disgusting because we have to go through it. So I want to be able to talk about things and not have everyone judge me and think, oh, why is she talking about that? If you're here, I think you can handle it. And again, I don't advertise my channel to everybody. I have family, I have friends. There's very few people that I have basically told, I've given them the name of my channel and invited them and everything. And it's just because I want to be able to talk about anything I want to talk about here on my channel. And if you're watching this, if you're watching this right now, I kind of feel like in real life, we would probably be friends. We'd probably be into the same things. So with that being said, there you go. But, so I've given you the sunset song. We're going to talk a little bit about this jar right here and this craft. Guys, not trying to be negative. You're looking at everything right now. You might think about a voodoo doll. You see an eyeball right there. It's a fake flower. It's a black flower. This is Halloween right now. We're in spooky season. That is a blue eye that's looking at you right now. Now, I just talked about not advertising my channel and my videos to everybody. If you're here, I really do believe you're here for a reason. It may be because you need to do a little bit of shadow work. It may be, I don't know, but you're here for a reason. But I'm not the type of person where I like being judged. And by calling myself Shadow Girl Sherry, not coming out, letting everyone know about my channel and everything, obviously I want to grow here on YouTube. I want to grow on YouTube. I want to grow here on TikTok. I want to be on all different platforms, all that different type of thing. But I want to be able to grow. And when I say grow, I want to let you know what's really going on. This is about my personal journey. This is basically kind of like opening the pages of my diary up. And there's going to be times where I'm actually going to be sharing with you guys old diary entries of mine. I may not share like every little word, but I'm going to open it up, and basically my channel, this is what that's all about. My personal journey. Like, I'm going to be sharing some personal things. I might, maybe add a little bit of couple sprinkles of sugar or whatever, but I'm trying to be as real as I can. And when I say that, when I'm Shadow Girl Sherry and not everybody that I know knows about my channel, it makes me feel more comfortable to do that. So I always say that if I do have family members that know, but they're basically the family members that I'm really, really close to. It's not that I don't love my family and whatever, but they might get the wrong idea and think I'm doing something evil. And I'm not trying to be evil when I talk about the law of attraction. I'm talking about being positive. I don't want people to get the wrong idea just because I like to do tarot readings and all that, because I've always been drawn to tarot cards and I can't help that. I've always liked the look of them. And finally, I broke down. I've been to a couple of psychics, a tarot. I'm not going to call a psychic. I'm not going to call them a psychic. I've been to a couple of tarot readers before, like when I was younger. But I'm like, wait a minute. I went to the metaphysical shop and I'm like, wait a minute. Here, look at all these decks. I need to pick up a deck that I'm drawn to and learn to try to pick up on my own information and see, and maybe it's going to become more, it's going to be personalized, and I'm going to figure this thing out. So, but some people would hear that and think, oh man, that's evil. That's not what it's about here. So if you're here for a reason, because it's not like you are invited. If this showed up on your For You page, obviously we have something in common, and I guess you were invited by the universe, but I don't advertise to anybody. So just, again, if you're watching this video, I kind of feel like in real life we could be friends. But right now you're looking at an eyeball. You think about voodoo dolls, whatever. Obviously people have eyes. I hope you can see that that's a blue eye. You might think about the evil eye. I'm going to say it again quickly. I'm not about having people like look at my, obviously I want to grow. I want to grow like a beautiful flower. But I don't want people coming on my channel just to be nosy and to I spy. Like, if we're into the same things, we're into the same things. But I'm trying to attract people that we're on the same page. And if you're not on the same page as me, we're trying to get there because we're trying to be positive and we're trying to grow. I've did a lot of negative thinking and I still struggle with it. But here we're trying to flip things up. And if we have our cloudy days, we're going to have that. We're going into that season where it's dark and all that and gloomy. And I love a beautiful, like, summer rain, but a winter and a fall rain, it gets kind of cold. But we can come inside, we can light our candles. And what's wrong with a candle? And guys, I'm going to quickly say that if you're feeling anything that I'm saying right now, I love candles. If you can leave some candles for me in the chat, that's really let me know that you're liking what I'm saying. You're feeling what I'm saying. You can leave anything, obviously. If you wanted to leave I don't think they have a middle finger emoji yet, but I don't know. Maybe they do. I guess you could leave that if you wanted to, but I hope you won't. I hope you won't do that. I hope you'll leave me a candle. And if you look at this candle right here, that kind of looks like a really long middle finger. We're talking about voodoo dolls and being positive, and that kind of looks like a middle finger. You look at this one, it looks like a sawed-off finger. And guys, these are the blood candles. You get candles at this time. I love these candles. I've actually started making like a little bit of a video series last year. I thought it was going to be a lot more popular, but maybe I didn't reach to the right people. I'll have to try it again this year if I have enough time. I actually made a video about, my thoughts on, what I think about having a period. I'm a woman, obviously, and this happens every month. So I started talking about the positive ends of it. We get cramps and everything, and some people, again, ew, that's nasty. I can't look at it that way because I got to deal with it because I'm a female. So the cramping and all that, it doesn't feel the best, but hey, we have painkiller for it. You can go get some Midol or Pamprin or whatever you want to get and ease it up. So I started making a little bit of a video series about that last year. And I hope to dig that back up again this year during this time of Halloween. My idea was it's made to be out to be like a negative thing. Obviously it's something that's private. You go in the bathroom, anything you're doing in the bathroom, it's private, but I don't want it to be looked at as such a terrible thing. So with that being said, yeah, hopefully I'll be able to make a couple videos, go back to that subject again. Again, I want to be able to talk about whatever I want to talk about. So when I first got these candles, it was for videos that I was making about, actually, it was about a monthly menstruation, having a period. So so you see, it looks like it's bleeding. But now I'm looking at it, it kind of looks like a pinky finger or something. It's going down now, but these are the candles you can buy this time of year, the candles that drip blood. So that's what you're looking at right now. And that kind of looks like the color of a finger or whatever. But we're not trying to be negative, all that. So, but guys, I'm going to jump into this. You're looking at a bit of a craft right now, this big, huge glass container. When I first got it, it had burgundy wine in it. Now, later on, I want to come back. I've got to be real careful here. Later on, I want to come back later on and make videos about actually what was in the glass jar, the burgundy wine. I love my channel and I love talking about spirituality, because when you talk about music, which obviously my channel is called Sunset Songs, when you talk about music, when you talk about spirituality, you've always got a subject. You've always got something to talk about. And I love just something like a thought coming to my mind, and then just, okay, if I see a flower, go outside in your yard, you see flowers, they're everywhere. Grass is everywhere, but you see different flowers. It's like, I look at certain flowers and it's like I'm drawn to them. It could be like a beautiful flower or it could be like a not so beautiful flower. And I'm like, why does that flower look like that? Like, what's the spiritual meaning behind it? What would you do for this if you were using it for manifestation or what you might call witchcraft? What would you use it for? I love that. There's always, when you get into spirituality, it's such a big book, if you will. So I feel like I've always got something to talk about. I may have periods where I have a little bit of, I'll call writer's block. Guys, right now it's 1:44 and I just looked at my phone right now. It is 1:44. If you think about the number 144, it's a pretty special number because it's said to be like the number of the chosen. The chosen, 144. What is it, 144,000, I think? Don't get me a line, but 144, guys. Just think about the number, look it up, and see what it means to you. So 144, I just looked at the clock. And again, anytime you talk about spirituality and all that, it's such a huge book. You've got all kinds of different candles. You've got all different types of flowers. You've got all different types of herbs, all different types of things you can look up the meaning and all that. And it just, it's fun to me. I found it very, very interesting. But anyhow, so guys, I hope that you will choose to like, click, share, subscribe, all that different type of stuff, because I explained it in our earlier video that whenever you do that, guys, you are basically, I told you I love candles. Whenever you do that, you are kind of letting me know that I'm lighting a fire in you. And that to me is my mission here. I want to light a little bit of a fire in you and let you know that there's blood here. It looks like blood anyway, that, you know, you are living right now, and we want to enjoy our lives. So when I think about blood, obviously, I'm sorry, I'm just being real. When I think about blood, I'm thinking about the blood that's circulating around in your body. And we want to have that, while we have that blood coursing through our veins, or at least it's the way I feel. I want to be enjoying something. I want to be enjoying the life that, I'm going to say, God or source energy. You might, I don't know what you want to call it, but you're here for a reason. And I think that a God-like energy that is said, you know, made everything, there's something wonderful about that. And you need to enjoy your breath and your life and your flowing blood and everything. And yeah, and you hear the train right now, that's a journey. We're on a journey here. So, but anyhow, guys, if I'm trying to get people to interact more. That's definitely the reason why I started going live. I want you all to interact, feel more comfortable with me. And whenever you choose to like, click, share, subscribe, whenever, especially right now, if you would leave a candle in any of my videos, this video, if you would leave a song that's playing in your heart, if you would especially leave a candle and a candle here in the chat or in any of my videos, you're letting me know that I am doing your job or my job. And basically what I feel my job is to ignite a fire in you, give you a lust for life. Like, get out there and live your life and do what you want to do and be your authentic self. I'm trying to ignite that passion in you, because that's what my channel is all about. That's what it's all about. That looks like blood right there. And it's coursing through your veins right now. Man, we want to live here, right? So, and we want to do this thing together. So, again, if I'm lighting a passion in you, you're feeling a fire, you're getting inspired, whatever, I hope that you will I love candles. I love candles. When I get to the point where I'm like, okay, you can send me something or whatever, I love candles. I love all different types of candles. I should have looked to see what this candle right here is the scent of it is. I think it is an apple and pumpkin scent, fitting for this time of year. But anyhow, guys, it smells amazing. It smells amazing. It's like if I took this candle and set it over by my window, it'd kind of be like when it used to be the thing where people said that you put an apple pie in the window to let it cool and the smell just goes out through the neighborhood or whatever. This candle smells amazing. Right now, the room smells amazing. But anyhow, guys, let me jump back into this. Guys, this is a burgundy. This was actually filled with burgundy wine. And I shared it, you know, with some friends, family, whatever. We polished it off. And now I'm going to use this jar for lots of different things. But I'm going to start out with right now using it for this voodoo doll right here. Grow Your Own. And I'm going to take some time right now and read what this says. I'm going to try here in this, the room's dim or whatever, but I'm going to try. And I'm going to try to add some theatrics to it. Let me try here. Okay. This series of this Grow Your Own, series, it had 47. This is 40. This is the 47th in a series, and it says collect them all. Okay. It grows 600% its size. That's what it says. There are straight pins included here. And guys, when I think about that right now, I looked up some information beforehand when I started making this video, because again, this is my personal journey. So I'm learning, guys. I'm learning with you guys, not claiming to know everything. It's a personal journey and I'm learning. With that being said, when I think about actually, looked up and read some things on voodoo dolls. Obviously you see them in movies and everything like that. And I'm not saying that they're for play. I didn't say that. But I did see where voodoo dolls can actually be made for healing. It doesn't have to be negative. I'm not trying to be negative here, even though we do in time, we have our enemies. We have people that may be posing as friends and they're really your enemy, right? You don't know. That's why I'm trying to learn about protecting my energy more. But that's a whole other video. We got the eye right there that you might look at as an evil eye. But when I think about these pins right here, what is it called? Acupuncture. I had a little bit of that done at one point. It wasn't a big amount. I knew a girl who was a young lady or young woman. She was having some problems in her life, and in order, not going to name any names, obviously, but in order for her she was having some problems with drugs. And I used to help her. She didn't have transportation, so I used to take her to different things, so that they were trying to take her child from her, and they were trying to teach her different relaxation like techniques and different things, so that she wouldn't turn to drugs and drinking. And when you get involved in those different types of things and you get too heavily involved into it, people can use that stuff against you. And being a female, this young lady actually opened up to me and told me some different things that were very, very personal, that was going on in her life. And she was up to possibly losing her child. And I was helping her to avoid doing that. I was giving her, she didn't have a car, so I was giving her rides to different meetings and things like that. We actually even started going to church together. She was saying that was something that she really was getting into, was helping her, whatever. So I would go with her. And I remember years ago, it would be a Sunday morning like today. And we would actually be going to church together. And, it was pretty special because she was having hard times in her life. And I was having hard times in my life. I was having a hard time on a job at that point. And I did find a lot of comfort in going to church. I'm not suggesting anything. I will let you know that there are Christian witches even. There'd be a lot of people I'd say, well, that witchcraft, either way you go, is evil. Hey, we all do things in different ways. It doesn't have to be evil, but there are Christian witches. There's something called some magic, where you can actually work with the Bible and use it in a magical way. Use it to make your life. I haven't read the book, but yeah, it's out there. So I'm just letting you guys know, do what you do. And I'm just trying to promote positivity. But at the same time, there is a shadow side to life. That's why I call myself Shadow Girl Sherry. So I know that I've got some shadow work to do. And hopefully, guys, we're doing all this together. So with that being said, this girl, this lady, trying to keep her daughter, they were trying to get her into different things that she would find relaxing and to heal her. So to help her with her healing, so that she wouldn't so quickly turn to drugs and alcohol to take care of her problems. Where with her, it got so deep to where there were men that were actually they were taking advantage of her. People do it, when you're down and out, and I'll give it to her. She had some attractive features to her, and people, they're going to try to take advantage of you if they will. And she opened up to me and she told me some things, and hey, I could look at her and tell, she had quite the body on her and legs and what would they say? Okay, it just came to me, guys. I told you guys about the Commodores, and I told you about Lionel Richie. It just came to me. Lionel Richie, I think it was with the Commodores. I do think they did a song called Brick House. And then when they were talking about a brick house, they weren't talking about a house. They were talking about a woman that was built like a brick. Hey, come on, guys. She was built like a brick shit house. She was built, stacked and looking nice and everything. And you get what I'm saying. I don't like to do a lot of cussing. Here on my channel, I often say that my channel's for adults, at least 18 and up, because I don't want parents coming to me saying, okay, you were saying some terrible things. You're talking about witchcraft. So even though I have seen where I think it's like Cosmo is actually kind of talking about witchcraft. Cosmo, like Cosmopolitan. They have a Cosmo Girl at one point. I think I saw in one of the magazines years ago where they were talking about witchcraft. Kids, so teenage girls and stuff. So there's a little bit of everything out here. So, and this is actually something that you could possibly, these things that you add to water. I don't know if you would see this one because of the pins, but you would see stuff like this. I saw a fake credit card. You put the credit card in there, and I did a short on this earlier, where I was talking about what I was doing right. And at that point, and then I said, okay, I'm going to try to go live with this and share more with you guys and talk to you about it. But I had actually seen, a credit card. You put the credit card in water and then it would grow. So, but at this point I've got the voodoo doll, and later on I'm going to add this, and I think it's going to grow. I'm going to read it here and you'll know what I'm talking about. But with this young woman that was trying to keep her daughter, she was doing, acupuncture. They had offered her different things to calm her down before she would jump and just quickly, oh my gosh, I've got to go get to this drug, or I've got to drink. And then here's these men taking advantage of her. Yeah, people will do it. So people will do it, and they were doing it to her. And obviously, I told you, Brick House, the Commodores, go listen to the song Brick House. She did have quite the body on her. So some guy can come along and take advantage of you, and they've got something that you have something that they want, and then you have something that they want. And then they have something that you want. Okay. So they run away with it. And that's what was happening to her. And I felt so sorry for her. And it all worked out. Anytime somebody wants to come up and think, oh, Sherry's into witchcraft, she's evil. Most people in real life would know I'm not an evil person, but hey, I want to be living my life too. So, but she did keep her daughter. She kept her daughter. I'm not bragging over myself, but I had something to do with that. And we were doing a lot of healing and things together. And we would go to church together, and she kept her daughter. And one of the things that she got into, that, the healing, things that she was doing that was offered to her was acupuncture. And actually I got to, because I was giving her rides and everything, I got to actually have acupuncture on my ear. Like, she didn't have a huge, they didn't give her the whole body experience, like go to a spa or whatever. But she had acupuncture where they were helping her relax. And we actually had it done, the needles put in our ear, and it hurt. It did hurt. But I did find out that as the day went on, like after it was done, I did find myself to be a little bit more relaxed during the work day that I had later on. I would take her for her different things, and then I would go and pick her up, and then I would go to my workplace. I would sit on the outside out of my workplace or whatever, and where I was working, and until I would just sit there, take her, and then give her a ride back to wherever, give her a ride or whatever. And then I would arrive to work a little bit early, but I wanted to help her. So I would be on the outside of work. And then when I would go in, I just found that I was a little bit more relaxed. And I really do think it was because of the acupuncture. The needles were put in my ear. And again, at first it hurt. But I don't know if I could do the whole body thing, but who knows? Who knows? Maybe I'll get there. But that's what I think of when I'm thinking about this voodoo doll right now. Like, they always try to make everything out to be negative, but where there's negative, there's a shadow side, there's a creative side. There's too. There's something you can work with. So, I think about, I looked up information on voodoo dolls. I saw that it can actually, you can use a doll, make it up, whatever, and use it for healing. So when I think about that right now, you're looking at those pins. There are pins included in this. That's what I think about right there, acupuncture. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and read this right now. Okay, I hope you may not be able to make it out, but I'm going to go and read what it says, and I'm going to try to make it all theatrical and everything, and make you guys want to stay and all that, and invite your friends, and we're being positive here. So anyhow, have you ever wanted to get back at someone so bad that it consumes all of your thoughts and desires? Now you can channel that energy into the ancient art of voodoo by growing and enchanting your very own voodoo doll. Put a stop to your significant other's wandering eye. You know, we've all ladies, you know how guys are, and they have that wandering eye. I was just talking about a young woman that I was taking, you know, so she could keep her. She was trying to keep her child. They were trying to, the state or whatever was trying to take her child away from her, and she had quite the body. So I can imagine there would be lots of people, women, that would have been kind of jealous of her, and maybe their boyfriend's eyes would have wandered over to her because of the way she looked. She was quite the brick house. Guys, go listen to that song by the Commodores. I think it was the Commodores. Again, the song that I picked as a sunset song for today is Jesus is Love by the Commodores. Again, you might, I hope that I've talked enough to let you know that I believe in God. I believe in that positive energy, you know. But I also understand that it's all about who you were how you were raised. Like if you were in like a different part of the world or whatever, or you were brought up in like, you know, different families, it's, the Bible's not even mentioned. God has been taken out of school. So I'm just being real. But you know, you could I think one of the things that you gotta kind of have to stay away from, you know, that you're not going to win. It'll go on and forever. If you start talking to just anybody about religion, you start talking about religion, open that book of religion, and you talk about politics, you're never going to win. That argument is never going to stop, because everybody has their own opinion. Like when they think one thing, that's what they think. I had some young women that were coming and talking to me one point. They were really good and they really helped me because I was going through a hard period in my life. My mom, when I really started diving really, really deep into spirituality and trying to find my way during COVID-19. But even before that, my mom passed away. And when she passed away, I had a really hard time believe what I was thinking. I was really mad at God, really. But at the same time, I had to be happy for her because she was no longer living in the sick body that she suffered in for the last 10 years of her life. So I had to kind of rejoice in that as well. And I started getting into all this stuff because I wanted to kind of feel close to her as well, even though she's gone. I mean, you ever heard of it? You can set up like an ancestor altar. That's a whole other video. I know that you have to be careful when you're opening different portals and different things like that. I do believe you have to be careful. But I just wanted to share that. But when it comes to religion and politics, you have to be careful. But my idea here is I want to quickly say you may believe in God, but you may believe in source energy. You might call it source energy. It's all about whatever you're into. And I'm going to talk about a little bit of everything, because if there are dark forces out here that really they don't mean you well, they mean you harm, I want to know a little bit about them. So when that comes if that's trying to come my way, I want to be protected from it. I don't want to be a fool. So, you know, it's a tarot card, but I don't necessarily want to be a fool in a negative manner. Okay. So I'll share that. But anyhow, and let me jump to that. So basically what I'm telling you is, if you're here, I feel like you belong here. And I hope that at some point I'm going to talk about something that you can relate to at some point. May not be every time. I may not pick a song every time that you like, but I'm just asking you to come with an open mind, because if you leave a song for me, guys, thank you so much. I see the flowers. I love roses. I love roses. I want to say hi to everybody. Princess. Hello, Princess. Hello, Will. That's thinking about Will. Like, you have free will. You have free will. To do, you know, when you're in this life, you know, you have free will. That's what I'm thinking of right now when I'm looking at the name Will. And I want to say hi to everybody. Hi, Princess. Hi, Will. Hi, Corey. Thank you guys so much for joining me. This is Shadow Girl Sherry. I hope that you are liking something. You're enjoying this live right now because I'm having so much fun making the live. But right now, again, what I'm doing is it's a little bit, you might call it witchcrafting. That's why I have, it's a voodoo doll. When you prick something, obviously, I think about a needle. When you even think about that, when you think about this voodoo doll and you see these pins, think about when you go to the doctor, when you get like an immunization. We're going to be going for flu shots. Some people don't want to go, don't believe in the flu shots and all that. But when you go to the doctor, before you go to get a tetanus shot, before you go to school, different immunizations and different things, the nurse has got to give you a shot. So, and that's a prick, it's a needle. Doesn't feel all that good, but it's all about trying to stay healthy. So I'll say that. That's just the thought that I've got right now. But I'm looking at the names. Thank you guys so much for joining me right now. So I'm going to jump right back into this and read this. I don't know if you're going to be able to read along with me, but I'm going to try to make it all theatrical and read it to you. So put a stop to your significant other's wandering eye. Express your anger in a safe way. The voodoo doll is perfect. No one gets hurt and no one gets arrested. Okay, that's a good thing. Nobody's getting arrested today. Okay, think about that when later on I don't know if I'm gonna make it a short or if I'm gonna take a picture and put this little guy in here to make him grow. You may think about the pottery that grows. That was Chia Pet, the pottery that grows. You put seeds in its little head or whatever, and it was kind of like hair, but it was different herbs. I think they came up with a chia herb garden or whatever. I wouldn't mind having that one. I'm all about growing my flowers and my herbs and everything, but the chia garden, I think they had a chia garden, but I think they had a Barack Obama chia pet, or you know what I mean. I won't call it a pet, but I'm wondering if they'll come up with a isn't this terrible? The guys, the candle, the scent of the candle's getting to me. Oh man, that's terrible. Oh my gosh, that's so terrible. I'm sitting here right now. I should tell you guys I have a little bit of ADHD. I have a little bit of anxiety, a little bit of depression. I've been on anti-anxiety pills. I've been on the antidepressants. I had to find something to work with. That's another reason why I got into spirituality. And I've always been drawn to herbs and just trying to do things in more of a natural way. So with that being said, oh goodness gracious, I'm not even going to say what I was going to say because you guys are going to be like, girl, those incense and stuff are getting to you. Open that window up so the oxygen and stuff to get to your brain so you can think properly. Guys, President Trump. Isn't it terrible? That's the president, and here I'm struggling, sitting here thinking, oh my gosh, his name. It's just because I have so much going that I'm thinking about right now, thinking about this, my channel and trying to entertain you guys and trying to be theatrical when I read this and whatnot. But President Trump, I'm wondering if they have a little chia pet for him. And I'm not saying a pet, don't get me wrong. I want to quickly say this. I've said in my other videos that one thing that I'll say, it's a little bit of a public service announcement. Guys, it pops up into my algorithm because I've liked these videos, and I don't like looking at the videos, but I do realize that when I look at these videos, I'm pushing it into the algorithm and I'm helping. I have a huge love for animals, for dogs, for cats. Obviously, I say that my cat Sasha is my co-host. When she's not in my videos, some of my videos I make in my car. It's all about my personal journey. Journeys happen in a car. I love my car. I'll quickly say that as well. Sometimes her hair will be in my car, be on my clothes. She goes with me when I go to different places. But sometimes I make my videos in my car, wherever I can find a private, sacred space to open up and talk to you guys. I have talked, I say it's a public service announcement. I talk about animals, and guys, just think about it, going to like any local, like your closest animal shelter, and think about getting a pet, getting a dog, getting a cat, and saving an animal from being put to sleep or euthanized. That breaks my heart when I think about that. It's just when you have an animal, it's just a a pet, it's like a love like no other. You know, they love you no matter what. You don't feel good. My cat, she goes around the house and she makes sure everybody, if she feels like you're sad or something, she can pick up on it and she comes and she joins you. One person doesn't want to give her some love and affection or pet her or whatever, she's gonna go to the next person in the house and she's gonna try her best to make them feel better. So it's a type of love that like no other. So I just want to make that suggestion. Go to your local animal shelter and get a pet. And oh, the price is right. You might be trying to manifest money in your life. We're all trying to manifest different gifts from the universe. That's making me think of this show, a game show called The Price is Right, right? They would always say on that show, Drew Carey, Bob Barker, have your pet spaded or neutered. That's an idea, man. Just to see a stray cat, or the other day, it's so funny. I'm like, what's going on here? Because I get on my channel and I talk about animals and talk about dogs, and you going and adopting an animal or whatever, getting an animal, taking it home. I found a dog just, and it doesn't happen all the time, just wandering around in the community. And I wondered, I'm like, man, does somebody, I don't know. It was kind of weird. I do believe in the universe talking to you, whatever. And I try to be careful when I let everybody know that what I'm into, because I'm thinking about manifestation and I'm trying to manifest things in my life. But some people, if you tell them, they'll try. I really do believe there's times that people may try to throw you off. I'll just leave it at that. But yeah. So anyhow, let me go back into these theatrics. Guys, I think that TikTok right now is telling me that I have 2 minutes and 34 seconds to get everything that I have to say out. I do call myself Shadow Girl Sherry. I am a little bit shy, but this just lets you know, the first time I started going live, I was nervous and all that. But guys, you have an effect on me. That's why I do believe that when I get on here and I'm talking about this subject, I'm talking about the law of attraction, trying to heal and all that. And whenever you're here for a reason. I do believe that in real life, there's a big possibility that if we sat down and we had a conversation, it may lead to us going to like a Starbucks or another place and having lunch or having a coffee or something to get together, so we could get to know each other more. You guys have a positive effect on me, and I hope that I'm having a positive effect on you, because when I start talking, I am a Gemini, but sometimes I get on here and TikTok always says, after the live ends, do you want to go back and go live again? I haven't chosen to do that before. I might do that this time, but then again, I could just come back later on and finish that. And that might be what I do this time, because I've got other things that I have to do today. But I hope that you guys have enjoyed this. But when you go live for over an hour, obviously later on you can't upload the video. I have to just upload little clips of this video. And guys, I just saw the number 111. 111 just popped up on my phone. They're letting me know that I had 1 minute and 11 seconds left to finish up on this live, unless I come back again. So guys, with that being said, we're all gathered here. 111. Think about what you're trying to manifest and feel like it's already done. And with that being said, it said through the law of attraction, you are attracting that what you want into your life through the law of attraction. Think about whatever you're trying to manifest. Try to bring it in, reel it in by feeling that it's already true. Okay. But I did say, Bob Barker, and, it wasn't the Wheel of Fortune. The Price is Right. We're all trying to manifest things here. We're trying to manifest prizes and gifts in life. The universe bringing it to us. Now, guys, I have 23 seconds left. I'm wondering if I'm going to pop back on for just a little bit longer and go live a little bit longer, or if I'm going to let this be it for the day, because I want to make my porch up and set up more stuff for Halloween. I don't know if I'm going to come back. If so, I hope you'll join me. Guys, this is Shadow Girl Sherry. Thank you so much for joining me. Take care.